Right now at 6, time is running out. The deadline for unsheltered people to move out of La Crosse's Houska Park is less than 2 weeks away.
And a debate for a local race. Steve Doyle and Ryan Hipsch take the stage at UWL.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Amy DuPont.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Time is running out for the homeless at Houska Park. In 11 days, the campground will shut down.
News 8 Now's Dua Esrar spoke to the city's homeless service coordinator, who says if local warming shelters reach capacity, La Crosse's mayor is prepared to make an emergency decree.
The clock is ticking for unsheltered folks at Houska Park. The campground is set to close on Monday, October 31st, but as you can see, there are still many tents up, and many unsheltered folks say they still don't know where they will go. The leaves changing color serves as a reminder of what's to come for people who live outside. On October 31st, Houska Park will shut down.
The deadline was not a decision that the city made,
leaving some campers with uncertainties about where they will go.
I don't know yet.
Some volunteers are helping campers in any way they can before the deadline.
Today is laundry day, so I am going to be taking them to do their laundry.
Volunteer Lee Ann Martinez is a woman of lived experience.
These people are my family. I've cried the same tears. I truly understand where all these people are coming from.
Martinez says there should be resources for a permanent solution to La Crosse's homeless issue.
This shouldn't be happening. There should be affordable housing.
The city's homeless service coordinator, Brian Sampson, says it's not that simple.
This issue didn't just pop up overnight. It's been years in the making, and it's unrealistic to expect this crisis to go away in a short period of time.
Sampson says the city has been working with multiple warming shelters, including Salvation Army and the Catholic Charities.
Provide people that connection to those existing resources, not just kick them out to nowhere.
If warming shelters reach capacity,
the mayor is prepared to make an emergency decree that would list certain buildings for overflow shelter that the city can provide.
Dominic Dello, a camper at Houska Park, says he's thankful for the support.
I just want to say thank you to the people that do help, because it makes a big difference in the world.
Dello says he's doing his best to stay positive.
Be patient and keep trying and do your best every day.
As the weather gets colder. Now, according to the city of La Crosse, everyone at Houska Park was notified the campground will shut down 2 months prior, and they will be notified again 48 hours before the shutdown. As of right now, there are no hotel accommodations. Reporting at Houska Park, Dua Esrar, News 8 Now.
Thanks very much, Dua. City officials say they are still in the process of choosing buildings for use as emergency overflow warming shelters.
Now, if Mayor Mitch Reynolds makes that emergency decree, it would have to be approved by the City Council.
Well, as advertised, it was another cold night and cold start this morning. In fact, coldest morning so far this season. Low to mid 20s in Eau Claire, Winona, and La Crosse. 23 the official low. Even some teens in Sparta, Black River Falls, and Volk Field. And we were at freezing or below here in La Crosse for about 6 hours. So you probably noticed a lot of the trees dropping some leaves early this morning because of that several-hour time frame below freezing. 48 degrees was the high today, so another cool day, even with kind of a mix of sun and clouds. Most spots, as you can see there, in the mid to upper 40s. A nice little sunset going on. Some high clouds drifting south across the region. Most of those are about to clear the La Crosse area, and we'll see some clear skies for much of the night, but some additional clouds over northern Minnesota will translate southward as well later tonight. Current temperatures between about 40 degrees in Viroqua, 45 in Boscobel. Currently 42 in La Crosse, 43 in Eau Claire. Not quite as cold tonight as the past 2 nights. Lows in La Crosse right around the freezing mark, but still some low to mid 20s potentially in our traditional colder spots of the north and east. Now, start to warm up tomorrow and then significantly warmer by Friday and the weekend. All the details of my 8-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Cannot wait. Thanks, Bill.
Well, the League of Wisconsin Municipalities is meeting this week for their 124th annual conference. This year, government officials are discussing funding issues. Leaders from across the state were in attendance, including Holman Village President Patrick Barlow. He says the rapid growth of Holman, 2,500 people since 2011, is putting stress on funds and public safety officials. He hopes the problem can be solved during this midterm election.
Our community is only one of many this fall that are reaching out through public safety referendums to use this as a pathway in order to meet our critical needs. And we definitely need help from our partners in state and local government.
The referendum question is asking Holman voters whether they support increasing the village levy by nearly $1.3 million in order to hire more police, firefighters, and EMTs. According to the village website, the town of Onalaska's plan to leave the fire district will put even more stress on Holman.
The debate over increasing funding for local governments, known as shared revenue, is happening all over Wisconsin. Over the last decade, the state's collection of taxes has gone up, but the amount of money it sends back to cities has remained stagnant. Today, the candidates for Wisconsin's 94th Assembly District, incumbent Democrat Steve Doyle and Republican challenger Ryan Hipsch, talked about their plans for funding local governments.
So we need to make sure we come in and bring in a shared revenue increase, and I'm totally for that.
You can't just throw money at a problem. What you have to do is to give greater flexibility when you give that responsibility.
News 8 Now will air the 94th Assembly debate in its entirety this Friday evening starting at 7. You can watch it on Channel 8.2.
Habitat for Humanity is getting help renovating 2 homes and making them more affordable. Wells Fargo gave the nonprofit $30,000. That money will help crews fix one house in La Crosse and another in Spring Grove, Minnesota.
Congrats to them.
Oh, for sure. Still ahead tonight at 6, it is harvest time for hemp.
Westby farmers are gathering their crop to make CBD products by hand.
Life tests us in so many ways.
A time of uncertainty, a time of pain.
For one Western Technical College student, age is not a factor when trying something new.
That's all there is to it.
After an injury forced him to say goodbye to a lifelong passion.
You could live your life feeling sorry for yourself, or you could take advantage of what you still have.
Watch Clear Eyes Thursday at 6 on News 8 Now.
Mowing days are here at Menards. That means you'll save $20 instantly when you spend $200 or more on mowing products. That's extra savings on faucets and sinks, shower heads and shower rods, and more. The savings don't stop there. You'll still save 11% on everything. So update your bathroom or create the kitchen of your dreams with big savings in all mowing products during mowing days at Menards.
Stay warm and cozy this winter with La Crosse Fire Paste Company and receive a 26% federal tax credit. Unlike a traditional metal wood stove, a Hearthstone soapstone wood stove delivers consistent heat using beautiful soapstone. Purchase before the end of the year and receive a 26% federal tax credit on the entire package and installation. La Crosse Fire Paste Company, because your place is by the fire.
Here in Wisconsin, you should be able to walk down the street and not worry about crime. I'm Josh Call. As a former federal prosecutor and your attorney general, I've put murderers, drug traffickers, and sex offenders behind bars and kept them there. And I worked with Democrats and Republicans to change the law so rape kits don't sit around untested. I know there's more to do, but I will not stop until you and your family are safe, no matter what neighborhood you live in.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality. and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Well, since 2018, people across the country have had access to legal CBD.
News 8 Now's Emily Haugen is live in studio to introduce us to a farm that's growing in both senses of the word.
Amy and Ken, fall is harvest season for plenty of Midwestern crops. We've heard plenty about pumpkins, apples, and cranberries, but one relatively new crop is ready for gathering: hemp.
Vernon County is home to plenty of farms, but none of them are quite like this.
It is a little more of a hands-on crop, especially for us, because we don't use tractors or anything to plant our stuff. We go by hand.
Logan Eldred and Whitney Tuft farm hemp in Westby. Okay. They have for the past 4 years.
When the 2018 Farm Bill came around, I saw opportunity to get involved, so I jumped on it right away. I put an ad in the paper, found some land to work on, and we started.
It's a labor of love for the couple.
I really enjoy farming a lot. The plant is super fun to grow, super fun to just watch the buds develop.
They start in June and hang the plants to dry in October. Their work offers a local direct line from farm to table.
I make all the gummies, the CBD gummies and such.
All out of a kitchen in Viroqua.
We're making products year-round. It's just kind of as we need them.
Those products are sold at local stores and soon their own shop in Holmen.
And that's pretty much our main goal, is to bring to the community a better quality of life through the use of this plant.
All from a business they grew from the ground up.
Eldred and Tuft sell their products at stores throughout the area, but they plan to open the doors to that new shop in Holmen on November 5th.
All right, quite a passion project. Thanks so much, Emily.
And the farmers plan to offer CBD products, Delta 8 products, and massage at that new location.
Next here on News 8 Now at 6, a riverboat that called La Crosse home for years is about to make an important voyage.
Plus, pumpkin projects. Holmen students are getting out their paintbrushes to help decorate the village for Halloween.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. Temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow and then a lot warmer for Friday and the weekend. All the details of my 8-day forecast after the break.
Defund the Police radical Mandela Barnes isn't just dangerously wrong on crime. Barnes supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, while we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Barnes wants to stop all oil and gas production in America, killing jobs and making prices skyrocket. And while Barnes didn't pay his own taxes, he pushed a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families. We can't afford radical Mandela Barnes. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Enter the season of giving by helping Wesco and Sparta feed those in need. Bring in a non-perishable food item and get 1% off. Bring 10 and get 10% off. Bring as many as you would like and get up to 20% off. Save money and feed those in need. What can be better than that? Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup is always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
I'm Fritz Leinfelder, and I'm running for La Crosse County Sheriff. I want to grow relationships built on open communication and trust so that all groups feel welcome to share their ideas and viewpoints. I want to collaborate with the community to find successful outcomes that can meet the needs of those that need the most help. That's why so many citizens in the community, as well as law enforcement and corrections officers, have backed me for this campaign. I am Fritz Leinfelder, and I approve this message.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
It's a pattern we can't ignore. Multiple women accuse cop Dave Estenson of abusing the badge, trying to coerce them into sex acts for years. They said Estenson asked teens for sexual favors to avoid underage drinking citations and threatened to plant evidence on one teen if she told anyone. Still another teen said Estenson sexually assaulted her. He couldn't be trusted as a police officer, and he can't be trusted as state senator.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
A nautical beacon of history will bid farewell to La Crosse next year.
The decades-old steam-powered Julia Bell Swain has been docked in the area for about a decade. But guess what? A Florida-based yacht cruise company bought the boat from the nonprofit Julia Bell Swain Foundation. That sale took place at the end of last year.
The owner says he grew up with a passion for riverboats, and he plans to finish renovating the Bell Swain and use it for year-round river cruises to continue to tell the story of the Mississippi. But before leaving with the Julia Bell Swain, he says the community will have a chance to give it a proper goodbye.
We will do plenty of cruises here in La Crosse before we leave town, and we feel very indebted to the city of La Crosse. The passion of the workers here restoring the boats is just incredible.
Manthe says those cruises in La Crosse will take place in mid to late spring of next year. He also thanked the Julia Bell Swain Foundation for its efforts to preserve the boat.
And by the end of the restoration, Manthe says the boat will have another 50 years of life on the water.
Wow. Holman fifth graders getting pretty creative.
Students at Evergreen Elementary are preparing for Holman's inaugural Pumpkin Fest by painting their very own pumpkins. Designs range from a fox to a fun Franken pumpkin. And one student chose Spider-Man for his design. He says painting pumpkins during class time, way better than the typical art class.
Painting pumpkins is like way funner than just doing like normal art, because you're painting on like a vegetable instead of like a piece of paper.
You have a chance to see the beautiful artwork, maybe creepy in some cases, in person. All of those fifth graders' pumpkins, including students from other school districts or other schools in the district, are going to be on display along Halfway Creek Trail this Saturday from 3 until 7.
Love it. You got to get a chance to see it. Of course, the community center has a plan A and a plan B in case of inclement weather this weekend. Let's get a look at the forecast from Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl.
Oh, this weekend's looking great. Really, the only downside, rather windy conditions. But we'll get to that in my 8-day forecast in just a moment. Let's revisit the last 2 weeks, though. We've had kind of a roller coaster ride in temperatures, but look at the last several days, about the last week or so. Temperatures not only below average, but significantly below, anywhere from 12 to 21 degrees below average going back to last Thursday, with highs in the 40s on several of those days. Saturday was the exception at 64. Today was another chilly day, even with some sunshine. 48 was the high, and again, there's that cold morning low. Coldest morning so far this fall season, 23 degrees. That is 18 degrees below average. Not quite record territory. That's 15 set back in 1972. It remains quite dry. We are over 1.5 inches below average for the month of October and 6.5 inches below average for the year. So, yeah, we could use some rainfall, and it's not in the forecast until Sunday night. 42 degrees out at the airport, 45 downtown at the station. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10, making it feel like 38 in La Crosse. 43 with a clear sky in Eau Claire. Westerly wind at 7, causing a wind chill of 39. Now, I want to draw your attention out to the west. 60s and 70s. That's the warmer air that is heading our way, and it's going to really be felt around here by Friday and into the weekend. Still chilly this evening, though, upper 30s to lower 40s. So keep that in mind if you have outdoor plans, maybe attending an outdoor sporting event. Winds out of the northwest at about 5 to 10, causing some slight wind chills in the 30s in many spots. But temperatures and wind chills not quite as cold tonight as the past couple, dropping to about 30 degrees in the La Crosse area. Here's actual air temperatures overnight. Upper 20s to low 30s across the county, right around freezing in La Crosse. So again, not as cold as this morning. Upper 20s to low 30s will be coming down to the south. More the same as we head back to the north. Maybe some lower to middle 20s though in our traditional colder parts of Monroe and Jackson counties. Up into Clark County, right around 28 or 29 for a low for you folks in Eau Claire and the Chippewa Valley. Some high clouds drifting south and out of the area. We'll see a few more clouds up to the north here drift across the area overnight, but this warm front, that's what's really going to kick that warming trend into high gear starting on Friday, but it will be a little bit warmer tonight, or tomorrow I should say. Again, some passing clouds overnight, mix of sun and clouds again for tomorrow, much like what we saw today. Same with Friday. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky, a little bit more of a southerly wind component, and that's what's going to really help warm those temperatures. Now a little bit warmer tomorrow, mid to upper 50s for highs, right around 57 in the La Crosse area, so we're approaching that average high of 60. 50s down to the south as well, more of the same as we head back to the north. Most spots in the 50s, so that'll feel nice compared to the past couple of days. But again, just a small taste of what's to come starting Friday and the weekend. 32 tonight, so not quite as cold as the past 2 nights. 57 tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy sky, but look at this. 70 on Friday, mid-70s, low to mid-70s on Saturday, mid-70s on Sunday. Kind of breezy though both days, especially Sunday, and then that rain chance arrives Sunday night into Monday, maybe in some thunderstorms. Still windy Monday with highs back in the 60s, and then cooler behind that front back in the 50s next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. In fact, struggling to reach 50 next Wednesday, but boy, this weekend is looking really darn nice. Just got to put up with the wind, but I think we can handle that.
I think so too. All right, thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Coming up in sports, the high school football season playoffs just 2 days away.
Onalaska football finished the regular season with a perfect record, but the Hilltoppers say they're not even close to satisfied. Rob has the story next.
Fall Home Show going on now at the Bourne Store. Visit today and see what's new and get your $250 discount coupon. Register for prizes and visit with designers. Hope to see you soon.
Score great savings Friday through Sunday at Ashley Furniture Outlet. With recliners starting at $330, beds as low as $290, and up to 80% off clearance items. Only at Ashley Furniture Outlet in Arcadia, off Flashco Avenue and State Road 93.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block? Call American Waterworks. Leaning or bowing basement walls? Call American Waterworks. Sticking windows or doors? Call American Waterworks. Settling or sinking foundation? That's right. Call American Waterworks. It's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Waterworks. Call American Waterworks today.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Beat the Black Friday rush. This season's top gifts and guest essentials up to 40% off. Plus, explore financing options that fit any budget, including up to 60 months. Schedule your delivery by visiting your local Ashley store or shop online today.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
The Wisconsin High School football playoffs kick off in about 48 hours from now. When it comes to Onalaska, the Hilltoppers are looking to build on what's been a perfect season up to this point. Onalaska going a perfect 9-0 in the regular season. It started with a nail-biter against West Salem, but after that, the Hilltoppers were an absolute force, the team averaging 37 points a game. 4 of their victories were shutouts. One of those came against Reedsburg when the Beavers came in undefeated in week 6. The Hilltoppers answered every challenge that came their way. But now it's time to see what they're really made of. And head coach Tom Yashinsky says he's tired of being congratulated for the regular season because he knows this team's mission is far from over.
It is special to go 9-0. It doesn't happen very often. But I think our focus is just so much higher than that we aren't satisfied. You know, it's fun. It's been a great ride, but we don't want this ride to be over yet. So we're locked in. The guys are locked in, and we want to see how far we can go.
All right, the Hilltoppers playoff journey begins Friday night at home against Ashland. Well, it's a day late, but it's still my favorite segment of the week. It's where we highlight our athletes all throughout the Coulee region. They say nothing's perfect, But that's not entirely true. It's time to shout out some perfect seasons on the gridiron. We'll start with the Onalaska football team, a perfect 9-0 on the year, capped off by this win over Tomah in Week 9. Onalaska wins the MVC. They're at home on Friday night, hosting their Level 1 matchup. Number 2, the Cashton football team, also perfect on the season. The Eagles taking care of Luther in Week 9 to finish the year 9-0. A Scenic Bluffs championship. They're also at home on Friday to take on Deerfield. Number 3, another team that could not be stopped, Pepin Alma. What a year for the Eagles. A perfect 9-0 regular season, a Dairyland Conference championship, hopefully a successful playoff run. Eagles open up the postseason against Iowa Grant. Number 4, let's go to the volleyball court. New Lisbon in action last night. Check out the save by Abby Steele, keeping the ball alive, and then eventually it's Kaisi Steele with the kill. Awesome play there from the Rockets. And finally on the pitch last night, how about the Holmen boys soccer team handing the Riverhawks their first loss of the season? Vikings are moving on to the next round. To vote for your favorite play, just open up your News 8000 app to the viewer poll or go to news8000.com/vote. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Connect with us on Twitter at News8News. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Is it time for a flooring change? Then it's time to save during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet. Get 20% off select carpet with free removal and disposal. Choose from laminate, hardwood, and luxury vinyl plank on sale during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet Center.
When all is said and done, here's 3 things to remember. 1. Only Tim Michaels would ban abortion in cases of rape or incest and jail doctors who perform them. 2. Only Michaels Family Foundation funded an extremist group that uses cell phone data to track women near abortion clinics. 3. Only Michaels ran a company where women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. The only one with a radical agenda like that is Tim Michaels. And the only one who can stop it is you.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
I can see you in it. You got your Firm Plush, Ultra Plush, Ultra Plush Plus. Just pretend I'm not here. My name is Richard. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process, giving you the freedom to have a comfortable experience. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
I'm a veteran. I know what it looks like to love your country, and this isn't it. Derek Van Orden was on the Capitol grounds on January 6th. He broke past the police barricades and was part of a riot that injured over 100 cops, and some of them ended up dying. Now he wants us to believe he's a patriot? Mr. Van Orden, patriots defend their country. They don't try to burn it down.
I'm Brad Paff, and I approve this message.
Is it time for a flooring change? Then it's time to save during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet. Get 20% off select carpet with free removal and disposal. Choose from laminate, hardwood, and luxury vinyl plank on sale during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet Center.
Well, again, another cool and crisp evening. Temperatures currently in the 40s, but they'll drop into the mid-20s to lower 30s overnight. Not quite as cold as the past couple of nights. Warmer tomorrow, 57, then much warmer Friday through Saturday, and even Sunday, 70 on Friday, mid-70s this weekend. Boy, Men in Black tonight.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
We're the aliens.
We're styling.
Look at
What's going on? Where's our sunglasses?
Oh, yeah.
You'll need them Friday. Have a great night.